Welcome to the show where the real ones ride. From the Browns to the block, we bring that pride. No cap, no spin, just talk that hits. From downtown lights to the Lake Erie grid. Yeah. Steam rises high off the Cuyahoga flame. In the city of work, we don't play no games. Yeah. Skyline whispers stories of hustle and grind. Cleveland's heartbeat never falls behind. It's 216, where the voices collide. Holding it down like a tide won't subside. No fluff, just fire. This truth takes flight. Let's get to the facts, yeah, starting tonight. Through the struggle and roar.
Welcome to Let's Get to the Facts podcast. I'm your host, Doss. I'm here with my man, Coach Shot, and we have a special guest with us. Our special guest is my man, John Harrell. He used to coach with us. We've known this man for some years. Welcome to the show, sir. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
What's up, guy?
We got my man. We got my man Coach Shot as usual. What's
Yes,
up,
sir.
brothers? What's going on? How was the weekend?
Short. Always short.
Always short.
Yeah, make sure my volume up a little bit. But no, yeah, my weekend was fine, man. I'm an old man now, so just chill out, man. Enjoy the weather.
You're an old man now.
Yeah.
Man, okay. So first off, let's get to the Facts podcast, sponsored by the original Bonettes, No More Struggling Entertainment, and Opium Clothing Line. So make sure you guys are clicking the like button and subscribing on YouTube. That helps us grow on a regular basis. So we appreciate y'all attending and we appreciate y'all watching. Now we just need to appreciate y'all clicking the like button and subscribing to us. All right, fellas, we're going to get right into it because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So,
Sir, let's go.
all right, so we're just going to get right into it. What in the hell are the Cleveland Browns doing? Because they obviously are not picking up people that they should have been picking up during this free agency time. 2 all-pro corners just went to 2 of our rivals, and none of us have decided, the Browns have not decided to make any type of moves whatsoever on these guys. So that means we're still saying that Greg Newsome and Emerson are the guys over Jair Alexander and Jalen Ramsey?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I know you clowning because you don't believe that them 2 dudes is competing with Ramsey and.
I mean, no, I don't think that those guys are better, but you asked the question, is that what the Browns believe?
Well, yeah.
That's what they
And
believe.
I'm saying, from what we were seeing, absolutely, that's what they believe. So, I don't know if it come down to a money issue, but those players are better than the ones we have.
So
For me, I don't think it's a money issue. I think it's more of an age thing, especially when it comes to Ramsey. He's in his 30s. You got Emerson and Newsome, who was younger than that. So that's what I don't think of. I think they're going over age versus money because they could have pulled that trade off, but to get whatever Pittsburgh gave up, they could have pulled that trade off to get the exact same thing. Pittsburgh only gave up.
So we're saying that a 30 plus age Ramsey can't compete with a Newsome or Emerson?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's what the Browns decided.
But that's the thing. I mean, 30 is not. I looked it up earlier today when I saw the trade. Jalen Ramsey I hate to say, is only 30 years old, so he's not that old.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, I can't say it's really an age thing. 30 isn't old to me, right? I just said I'm an
Right.
old man.
It ain't
Yeah,
old.
30 isn't old. So,
But
I
in
mean,
the league wise, that's old.
I
See,
mean,
I only thought that the 30s only played the one position, which was running backs.
running back, yeah.
Yeah, like, but for everybody else, I've never heard of an age situation being used for like a DB or a receiver.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the exact number, but how late did Darryl Green, Deion Sanders play? You know what I mean? Charles Woodson.
Exactly.
You know,
Right.
so they was well into their 30s.
Right.
So I don't
That's
know.
the only thing. Listen, that's the only thing I can come up with because I don't understand why the Browns ain't even attempt Jair Alexander. Jalen Ramsey was a little out there, but I can see where he might fit with with a Grant Delpit. But I didn't understand why they didn't pick up the phone or even reach out to Jair. That I was lost on that.
So wait a minute. So we still got Grant Delpit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought I saw something that said that the Browns got rid of him or they traded him.
No, Delpit's still there.
Okay.
Yeah, remember he just re-upped his contract last year.
Okay. I don't know, man. I don't understand how we ain't taking the chance to have an all pro secondary. Like at least corners.
It's the
At least the
Browns.
corners.
Yeah, but that means we don't. And I mean, like you said, it's the Browns. But my thing with the Browns is we never can identify what the team identity really is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so I know who the GM is, but somebody got to say either we a strong defensive team that run the ball or we a offensive team. And I mean, right now we can't really be offensive. We don't got the quarterback to be just trying to score 30 points a game. So I mean, we'll see.
And we don't even know what the offensive line gonna look like because if it looked like it did last year, it's a wrap. Like it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's interesting to me because I'm listening to all of these podcasts, these YouTube shows, and stuff like that. Everybody got the Browns going like 0-16. Like they don't even have the Browns winning.
Yeah, they don't even have a chance. I hear you. Right. They don't have a chance.
Like,
I don't have 0-16, but damn.
I'm telling you, like Shady McCoy was like, the Browns ain't gonna do shit anyway, so they might as well start Shador Sanders. I'm like,
I don't know, man. I'm not that low on the Browns. 2 years ago, they was in the playoffs, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, we got the same quarterback from 2 years ago, right?
And he's not even in the mix right now. So
I don't know. I'm not 0-16 is far from me, but I don't know. I mean, maybe we could talk about that a little later. I got them doing better than what a lot of people say, though. My season tickets say they're gonna do better than what a lot of people say. So.
Listen, I just know we're gonna beat the Bengals at least one of them games. So I don't know if we're gonna go 0-16.
The Bengals still got their issue. They got a problem. They still ain't even figured out their defensive situation. So
that's why I said that first game might be looking like that first dub.
Right. The Bengals always start out slow. So one more year of them starting out slow would be good for us. So.
Yeah.
But I mean, the standard is Baltimore.
It is, yeah.
So like, can't really worry about the Bengals because the Bengals is basically in the same boat as us.
Mm-hmm.
But because they're 1 year they in the Super Bowl, the next year they suck. So they're kind of like us. But Pittsburgh, I hate to say it, Pittsburgh and Baltimore are the standard because Pittsburgh always find a way to get into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
If you go based off of the playoffs, yeah, but I still got to see what that offense is going to look. I still have, my thing is this: we see a lot of these teams come together and they have all these, Pro Bowlers and everything. And how many of those teams actually make it to the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl? It's far and few between. So I still got to see all that stuff gel. I'm not sold on Pittsburgh. Yes, great pickup, but I'm not sold that they're going to be back in the playoffs because I'm not sold on Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, I get all of that, but I'll take Playoffs mean we're winning. So that means you're going in the right direction.
True.
It's 0-16, 11-5, 4 and whatever. Like that stuff just ain't working, man. Like we on a serious roller coaster. It ain't like it's like this. It's here and then it just drops. And then we back here again and then it drops. Pittsburgh is always like this.
I don't know. Pittsburgh ain't like that though. Pittsburgh like this. They like this, Dawson.
Okay, I'll curve my heel a little
straight
bit.
across.
They straight across. They ain't going nowhere, man.
They make it to the playoffs, but they
25 miles per hour forever.
Exactly.
Going nowhere.
They make it to the playoffs, but do they go anywhere other than the first round?
Not lately. Not lately. They
okay, so they here, right?
Yeah.
They here lately.
But it still means we're in the playoffs. I would take this over this all the time.
See, I get what you're saying. You'll take that, but the Pittsburgh fan base, they tired of taking this.
But that's only because they have multiple Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So, they know what it's like to win. We still ain't got there.
We know what it's like to win. We won before.
64, none of us was born when that happened.
Yeah.
None of us was born. So we really don't know what it's like.
No, we don't. We don't know shit.
2016, we champions. What you talking about?
Yeah.
And it's the wrong sport. Wrong sport.
Yeah, I hear you. But yeah.
All right, so we're going to move on to the next topic. And the next topic is Kenny Pickett is the front runner for the starting position. Now, Coach is, but Coach, this hurts my feelings. This hurts my feelings because you know who I want to be the starting quarterback. It should be Shedeur Sanders.
I thought you was going to say Wacko Flacco.
No, don't get it twisted. Flacco came in and did what he needed to do when we needed him to do it. That was the 11-5 year. I was cool with that. However, I don't see him doing what we need him to be moving in the direction moving forward. So all the reports I'm hearing is it's between Kenny Pickett and Gabriel.
I don't believe it.
And I don't. The only reason why I'm saying it because the last person that said it was TJ Houshmandzadeh. He said he was talking to players out there, and they're saying one receiver even said, "I hate to say it, but Kenny Pickett looked like he's going to be the starter, and it's between him and Dylan Gabriel."
Let me guess that one receiver was Deontay Johnson, his former teammate.
They didn't say.
I'm not about to get up, getting up in arms about this. I'm gonna wait until because what is it? Basically they just sent out the training camp schedule, so I'm gonna wait. I'm not. Listen, none of this means nothing to me right now. When the first game comes, and if it's Cody Pickett, I'm falling asleep by the second quarter. I'm just letting you know right now.
What
did
you call him?
Wait, Cody. He
Cody
ain't Kenny. He's Cody.
Cody Pickett. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
No, listen. Small hands ain't. Listen, until I see, I'm gonna hold all my judgment until I see a preseason game. I can't imagine that man being the starter.
We only got one home preseason game?
Yeah.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was like, man, because it's against the Rams. I was debating if I wanted to go see that because, obviously, tickets are crazy cheap. But I was just like, man, just one? So, I don't know, man. I don't like the fact that there's only 3 preseason games now. I missed the 4 preseason games, especially in our situation with 4 quarterbacks. That would have gave everybody a chance to start a game.
True.
Now you got to try to. Does Shedeur ever get a run with the ones? I don't know. Will Dylan Gabriel get a shot with the ones? You don't know. Like we don't know what Joe Flacco's situation is going to be, what Kenny Pickett's situation is going to be. They're keeping everybody in the dark, so all the information is coming out. It's coming out from players and coaches and staff members that's there.
I think
the main people
I
not
think
telling.
I think this was gonna happen. With we already kind of know what we got in Flacco, so I don't see if you do see Flacco in any preseason game, it's gonna be for one series and that's it.
Right.
Okay. So there's no reason to rush him out there. You already know what you're getting in Flacco. Small hands, you gonna see him. You're gonna see Gabriel and you're gonna see Shador. Because you gotta find out the Browns gotta figure out this season, do they have a quarterback of the future or are they gonna waste one of those 2 picks next year for another quarterback?
You already know they're talking about Archie. What is it, Archie Manning? Is that him? No. Is it what they say?
Yeah, but the word is he ain't coming out. He gonna stay.
But my thing is like we putting so much emphasis on this dude. He wasn't even the starter last year, and whenever he did get into the game, it wasn't like he lit it up.
No, I'm cool on Arch.
Yeah.
Well, look, we're getting a little off topic, but Archie Manning is, to me, he looked like he probably going to be the best quarterback this year. To me,
based off of what?
I mean, so I watched a couple of those games. He's athletic. He can throw the ball. Really, if you paid attention, because I paid attention to Texas a lot because I bet on their games, X, Y, and Z. It seemed as though I'm just saying. So I mean, when you bet, you watch the games.
Right.
But it seemed as though he had the, if you want to say, the locker room. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it was more of a respect thing for Quinn Ewers. Like, hey, you've been here, you the elder statesman, but I could play if I want. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
is that because of talent or because of the name?
Well, to me, it was talent. He was a better runner. Even though I know quarterback ain't about running, he was a better runner, and he was to me, he was a better thrower. So I mean, it was a situation of if you got and I don't even know if I'm saying this backwards or whatever, but like when we had and I don't know I'm probably saying this wrong, but like if you got JT Barrett but Terrell Pryor's a freshman, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, that dude got to be playing, but JT Barrett is your starting quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things. Now to get to the question, Kenny Pickett the front runner. If Kenny Pickett is truly the front runner, we 0-16, bro. So one question answers the other, you know. So
okay, but so this is interesting that you said that. Kenny Pickett was a first-round draft pick. Now, I'm not saying it was a great quarterback class, but some people thought of him enough to put him at the number 1 draft pick.
You mean first round, not number
first
one?
First
okay.
round, yeah.
But this is my thing. You talk about, you just said it was, he got drafted first round. So did Josh Rosen, and he ain't in the league. Everybody thought Josh Rosen was going to be the guy. Bill Kiper, everybody. Yeah. Where's Josh Rosen at now? Somewhere just getting whatever left of his checks and getting from the NFL.
That is
he
true.
In the league.
Yeah.
That's true. So I mean, to me, I wasn't never high on Kenny Pickett when he came out. He just did the fake slide, and then they showed that highlight every time, and but they never showed him throwing the ball. So I mean, I don't know, but if Kenny Pickett is the starter, which I don't think he should ever start, he's never started like multiple games to my knowledge.
He did in Pittsburgh. He was a starter.
Yeah, when he was in Pittsburgh, he was.
And they ran him on out of there, didn't they? Yeah.
Well, he had a huge temper tantrum too, though.
Okay.
Because he didn't feel that he was being treated right as the starting quarterback and stuff. So
he didn't want to compete.
Okay.
So that's why they traded him back.
But the team going like this don't want him. The team going like that don't want him. Why the team going like this want him? We don't want that, man.
Because we crazy as shit. We on that ride. We on that shit.
Likely. So maybe they hoping he gonna do this with us, but then somewhere he gonna get hurt, and then we gonna go right back down, and then we gonna be talking about somebody.
We're gonna be talking about Archie Manning.
I don't even want the thought of that, because you know what I think about when I hear Archie Manning coming to Cleveland? I think about Eli Manning being drafted to the San Diego Chargers and saying, I'm not playing for them.
Yep.
So then, like, we done stacked all of our deck to get this kid, and then he turns around and be like, "Yeah, I want to play in Cleveland."
No, I hear you. Yeah.
So that's the reason. That's part of the reason why I don't want nothing to do with that, because this is Cleveland. That would happen. That would be the ones where it would happen to us.
And honestly, we don't need. We already got enough problems. We don't need to add more shit to the fire.
Exactly.
We don't.
So yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool on that, but I'm definitely cool on Kenny Pickett though. So,
that leaves us Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel.
And I'm okay with rocking with those two.
So you said what? Flacco's not an option then? You said to leave us with Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel.
I mean, I think so, but if you listen to all of the other sports pundits out here, they're like, if Flacco's the quarterback, y'all might win 3 to 4 games. If Kenny Pickett's in there, y'all might win 6 to 7
for the season.
Yeah. So
you're right. Okay.
So I'm telling you, listen. This is Emmanuel Acho. This is James Jones, Chase Daniel, Shaden McCoy, Stephen A. Smith. Like, everybody is like, man, the Browns QB, if they don't start Shedeur Sanders, they don't have a chance.
Okay, so I'm going to say what I would do. I know I'm not the GM, okay? But first thing is tomorrow I'm cutting Kenny Pickett, okay? Now, what I would do is I would start Flacco. And the crazy part is probably the last 4 years he's been the best quarterback that we had. Yeah. So I would start Flacco. Flacco know he's not gonna be the starter forever or whatever. So if you looked at our schedule, we probably got one of the toughest schedules, like the first 8
games.
First 7, 8 games. Okay. Yeah. So go ahead and let Flacco start those. It's a bye week. Then you come back after that bye week, you play the Jets. During that bye week is when I would put Shedeur Sanders in. You got 2 full weeks to get ready for one of the worst teams in the NFL and go from there. Unless we 6-2 after 8 games, that should be the plan.
Then you got to ride Flacco at that point.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Unless we 6-2, that should be the plan.
Right.
So
I completely agree with that. And I want to note it. And I want to call attention to the fact, Coach, I want you to hear this. He said Flacco is the best quarterback we've had in the last 4 years. Remember all those people I was arguing with about that other dude, that DW4 dude?
He ain't even played enough. I mean, hey, no matter how you want to argue that, Flacco's still been the best quarterback, bro. No matter how you want to argue that.
Yeah, but y'all wasn't there when I was taking on the whole city of Cleveland, and everybody like DW4, that's my quarter. And I know I seen y'all motherfuckers on the goddamn Facebook liking the comments, but y'all ain't had my back for nothing on that. Y'all was just sitting up in there just liking and laughing, liking and laughing. Like,
because I'm still holding out hope, Dawson. Hey, at some point, that guy got to show up, man. But maybe he'd never come into the dance. You know what I'm saying? So,
according to Mary Kay,
that guy ain't coming, man. That guy ain't showing up, bro. So,
according to Mary Kay, he's supposed to be he might be coming off the PUP list in October because he's back moving around the facility, throwing, back out there doing his stuff. And she dropped a report this morning that he's supposed to be. They're gonna have to make a decision because he's gonna be off that list in about October.
Man,
and he ain't gonna be no factor whatsoever. Yeah. You might as well just go ahead and trade him for a 7th round pick or something.
They can't even trade him, man. Don't nobody want him. They can't trade him.
I got a scenario. I got a scenario for y'all. All right. So first preseason game, put Flacco, and let me knock on wood real quick. First preseason game, Flacco goes out there, injures himself. Right? Boom. Okay. Second preseason game, they roll out small hands. He breaks a hand. Okay. So then you down to what? Your third. So we go to the then we have the little camp with, I guess I forgot what team we go against, the joint practice. Last year was the Eagles. I forgot who it is this year. Boom. Gabriel goes out and gets hurt. Right?
All the quarterbacks getting hurt. Oh.
So listen. So you roll out the season with Shador.
Okay.
Right? So boom. Fuck. Shador gets hurt. Only healthy quarterback is Deshaun Watson. He comes in, looks like Deshaun Watson old, and light the fucking city up. What do you do then, Dawson? What do you do?
I got to take it on the chin at that point. I got to sit back and be like, finally he showed up. But this is what people don't understand. I wanted Deshaun Watson, but because I see the game as a coach when I'm watching it, and a lot of people watch as fans, they weren't seeing the things that I was seeing. So I'm like, why does it look like he's struggling to throw a 20-yard pass? Why is it that he doesn't seem to throw the ball accurately down the field? Like, I'm looking at these things. I'm like, this dude is not ready. He's either injured and ain't nobody saying anything. So I wanted, not Flacco, but I wanted Watson. But when I realized that he wasn't being the guy that we wanted him to be, it was time for him to go. And I said the same exact thing about Baker. When Baker decided to play injured, I said, dude, you're risking the team. When you saw Case Keenum come in against Denver and win the game with him and Ernest Johnson, and they making the team look good, Baker got scared and said, I'm playing injured. What quarterback has you known since you played football and watched football, seen a quarterback go in the game with his arm braced up? His arm was tied to his body in a brace. What quarterback has you ever seen do that?
I'm not gonna lie. In high school, our quarterback at the time, Jamie Stevens, had his in a shoulder sling, but at the same time, we ain't have no backup. So I can understand why he played. I can understand why. So
that's crazy because that dude risked his career and everything doing that. Baker risked his career, and I remember the last game of that season against the Steelers. They let the offensive line was the Steelers defensive line teed off on that man.
Yeah.
And even you could tell Baker was like, all right, forget y'all. I'm just gonna do it by myself type of thing. And they beat that man into the ground. And I felt bad for him. I was like, man, that dude's career over with. So, like I said, if Deshaun comes in and does what we all wanted Deshaun to do, I gotta eat crow on it and give him his love. But me personally, I don't see that happening.
No, that's a long way off right now, man.
Yeah, I think it's a long way.
That's not happening whatsoever. So let's see. All right, let's move on to the next topic. Jalen Ramsey to Steel City. Is it a good move or a bad move? I know it's a bad move for Browns fans, but is it a good move for the Steelers?
I think it's an excellent move for the Steelers because, it depends on how they play them or where they play them, but they also got the tight end in the trade too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you essentially swap him out for Minka. So you could go him on one side, Joey Porter on another side. So that using names, you got two good corners. They also got, I think, Darius Slay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Yeah. So I mean, they got a lot of DBs. So it make their defense very strong. So I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen with TJ. I saw like a little headline: teams was trying to trade for TJ Watt maybe an hour ago on ESPN. But
I don't think that's gonna happen. That man.
I don't think that happens either. Yeah. But I mean, so you put that with TJ Watt, Cam Haywood, and whoever else they got running around acting crazy up there. Yeah. That defense looks strong, and I mean, Aaron Rodgers should be able to score 20 points.
Better.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So they should be able to score 20 with Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf. So I think it makes the Steelers strong. I don't think it makes them better than the Ravens, but I mean, On paper, they better than us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think. Didn't Minka Fitzpatrick? Didn't he already play for the Dolphins? Did he go back to
Yeah,
the
he
Dolphins?
started. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he
where
went
he
back.
came from. They
Okay.
traded. Yeah.
So I mean, he just went back home. So I mean, that was a good move for him. I don't know how it's gonna help their defense that much, but I mean, he's a dog. I wouldn't have never got rid of him. I would have been like, you gotta give me somebody else. Like you gotta
Yeah.
take
This
somebody
is
else.
a precursor for the Dolphins. If they start off slow, that they gonna start trading some people. Waddle might be
Oh, yeah.
gone. They gonna go back to rebuild mode. I feel like if they, because this is, to me, this is a precursor.
Well,
They
you
ain't
already know
getting
what
nothing.
talking
You
about
traded away two good players for one player in a late round draft pick.
Yeah.
and didn't
So
really do much drafting wise. They didn't even
no,
do much in the draft.
no,
So
I think they gonna start hoarding picks and start trading away they good players for picks and
yeah,
start to rebuild over.
I can see that happening for sure. So I don't know, man. I think Jalen Ramsey's gonna fit in well with that defense, and I think he's gonna match up well with the receivers in the AFC North.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
think
hope
that's gonna work for him.
I hope it all fails.
You know who I think is. You know who I think is. You remember Nambi Asamoah?
Yep.
Asamoah, yeah.
You remember when he came from the Raiders to Philly and he thought it was gonna be sweet like he
Yeah.
was like
Yeah, see, that's what all the pundits said, right? Though, Dawson?
Yep.
All the pundits
yep.
said that, right? Okay.
So
But you
and that's what
remember
I'm thinking might happen with Jalen Ramsey and Jair Alexander because the
but
NFC, not the NFC,
mhm.
the AFC North is easily the toughest division to play in. So
but
like I think the physicality is a lot more in the AFC North.
mhm.
Yeah.
So I
Do
think
you
that's why by the
remember?
time we get down to the playoffs, we done beat up on everybody and each other so much that we struggle when it's time to play the pressure teams who were
Mhm.
like airing it out all over the place.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
you just said Nnamdi Asakwa. Remember when he joined that Eagles team? That was another super team. That
Yeah,
didn't work out. All them
and
players
he
in 1 or 2
struggled.
years was gone somewhere else.
Yeah, he struggled. I think did
Oh
he
yeah.
retire as an Eagle? I don't even think he went anywhere else after
No,
that.
I don't know, man. That might have
Mm-mm.
been it for him.
Yeah, I think it was it because he went from the greatest DB in the game to
Yeah.
you can't cover nothing in the NFC East.
Yeah.
So
He,
Yeah.
listen, he caught that Sean Alexander disease. He got paid and didn't want to play no more.
He got money and didn't play no
and
more.
and and he was dating Kerry Washington too. So that also played a
Exactly.
role also.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Early retirement.
yeah, most definitely. All
Early.
right, so let's go to the NBA now. So now let's talking. Lonzo Ball is traded to the Cavs. How we feeling about this?
I hate it. I'm just playing.
Man, you hate everything, man. Take your hood off, man. You hate everything.
I'm okay with it. Like I said, I'm okay with it long as dude stay healthy, man. He's a bigger point guard. I just need him to stay healthy. That's
So,
it.
so I actually like it. I've been even though I don't comment on stuff on social media, the people that I talk to kind of every day now. I've been a Cavs hater for like the last year or two. Okay, so I actually like it. I'll probably come back to the Cavs when they get rid of Garland, but
Yeah.
I've been on that train for 2 years. Okay, so I mean, this didn't just happen, but I mean, I like Lonzo Ball better than Okoro, because if you watch the games, teams were just leaving Okoro open. I mean, it was so bad. The home crowd, when Okoro would shoot, would be like, "Oh no," you know what I'm saying? So like, just cut it, let him go, man. Give me Lonzo and LeVar. We'll see how it playing out.
Hey, what I like about it is I think the pressure is off Alonzo now
Yeah,
because in Chicago he had to be a starter. He had to be a star. He had to live up to all of the hype that was put onto him.
Mhm.
So maybe something in his training didn't go right because he was doing too much and ended up hurting himself and stuff like that. But I like now the pressure is off you. We already got the people we need. We just need you to come off the bench possibly and just be you and help fill that role because we literally traded you for the eighth guy off the bench.
Yep.
So so now you just got to come off the bench and hold that second team together while the first team does what they need to do.
Yeah.
So I think this is what I need from Mr. Ball. Leave your cosplaying hood rat brother at home.
We don't need him. He's gonna be rocking it here.
He's gonna be the halftime entertainment, bro. What are you
John? The day when they play his song is the last day I watched the Cavs game. If they let him perform,
that's gonna be game one, brother. You tripping?
I'm done. The home opener.
Yeah,
I'm done. On the half court at home opener.
I'm done. Yeah. If they let Jello come out there and swing serve or whatever that.
Matter of fact, it's gonna be a Ball family reunion. We're gonna open up against the Charlotte Hornets. You know what I'm saying? And Jello gonna come out there rapping.
Dude, I can't with dude, man. They grew up in Chino Hills and they out here cosplaying as thugs. I can't with his brother. I can't. You over here stealing shit in China. I can't get with you, bro.
Hey, so whatever. Hey, they got money. Sometimes money value hood cred. That's why they able to do what they doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, what hood? What hood is cred?
It don't matter. It's wherever they go. Wherever they go, money provides you certain things. You can buy your way into hoods, and you'll be protected.
Yeah, just like you seen Archie Manning in the hood, right? Did y'all see that?
I did not see that.
I seen him in the hood. I saw him in the hood.
You seen Archie Manning in the hood, okay?
He was also with some black players that was from the hood.
It don't matter. Hey, they let him throw the setup, okay? So he was in the hood, all right?
You're right.
And they let that get out in the media?
Yeah. On social media.
It was all over, yeah.
I know his family was going crazy.
He got his hood pass.
He was going crazy. Don't you realize you're gonna throw away your career?
Listen, Arch Manning gonna look like that one skinny dude that was in that one movie that ended up sleeping with the fat chick, the fat black chick. That's what Arch Manning gonna be.
Oh,
I forgot the name of that movie, man. That's who Arch Manning gonna be. Yeah.
Yeah, that was when they was doing the road trip. Wasn't that when
road trip. Yeah, road trip. Yeah. They took Arch Manning to a hood in Texas, and he ran into something big. He taking that home.
That's what it is. Lord. So yeah, man, with the Lonzo Ball trade, I'm for it. I'm all for it. I like it. Like I said, I think the pressure's off of him. Like I said, you got traded for the 8th round pick. I'm cool with that pick. So, hopefully that helps improve. But I feel you on the whole Garland thing. I personally would get rid of. I've been saying this. My son made a prediction. He said the Cavs should trade Garland and Jared Allen for Giannis.
Yep, I'm with that.
I'm seeing it the other way. I seen that trade proposed when the season was first over. Mm-hmm. But now what I keep seeing also, and I'm tired of seeing this shit, is Jared Allen, Darius Garland, and Hunter traded to the Lakers for fucking LeBron, and another team jumping there for some money stuff. And I'm like, I'm tired of that.
LeBron just signed his deal. LeBron,
but he can still be. He's still, according to what Rich Paul said today, he's still weighing his options.
I don't know.
He's not coming back to Cleveland, man. I can't see him coming to Cleveland.
So, he don't need to come back. This team is good without him. We don't need
without him. If anything, he'll mess it up. You know what I'm saying? If anything, he'll mess it up, man. Mess up the chemistry. Because then it'll be, how does everybody fit with LeBron? LeBron's got to have the ball, blah, blah, blah. So, leave him where he at, man.
Exactly. All right, sticking with the NBA, let's talk about these ungrateful NBA draft picks, man. Like the dude who got drafted to, I don't even know their names, truth be told. I just saw the reactions. I know the one dude who went to the Raptors. He was not happy. And then there was another dude who got drafted to the Jazz, and he said he about to retire from the
Talking about
NBA.
Ace Bailey.
Ace Bailey, yeah, he gonna
Ace
retire.
Bailey, yeah. He talking about he about to retire. He wanted to retire.
Well, he showed up to Utah this past weekend, so I don't know if he's gonna retire. If
That's
anything,
a bad look for him. Like
listen,
you already set yourself up for failure with your teammates and everything.
the thing, I think you can still fix that. I think what the problem with Ace Bailey is this: you got to get rid of his high school / college, what you want to call it, agent. I seen dude in the car. I don't know if he has any good intentions for Ace. I think his family might owe Ace family might owe him some money. But once Ace signs that contract and pay that man off, y'all need to get rid of him. I don't think that's gonna work out.
I didn't see nothing about that. I just, like I said, I know Ace Bailey didn't take his team to the tourney this year, so I know that's a bad look. You coming in with this ego and stuff. And then the other kid with the Raptors, I think, did they say he was the son of an NBA player?
What's his name?
I don't even remember. Hold on. I gotta pull this up. Kid from the Raptors who, when he got drafted, he was like, fuck.
The dude from South Carolina.
I think, yeah. So
I don't remember him for him getting picked. I remember the other people in the video shot when they showed him though.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So I saw this thing, and it said people getting mad at these players because they're already entitled. They're making millions of dollars in college. So now when you go to the NBA, you kind of like, well, shit, I already got millions of dollars. I don't really want to play for this team.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. I think it's the culture of, I hate to say basketball, because like college football, you can't go overseas and play. There's no overtime league. There's none of those leagues. And those people, as far as college football players, they just now started getting paid. But basketball, even though you got NIL now, blah blah blah, there's been other ways, or if you want to say other leagues, and that's part of the reason why a lot of people don't know who the basketball players are when they get drafted, because they'll go play in this league, they'll go play over here, play over there, and unless you got a 17-year-old kid that's just on Instagram, you don't know who these dudes is. You know what I mean? So they've been getting paid, quote unquote, millions, and most of them, I saw a stat that this was the most freshmen drafted in the first round. So essentially what you're telling me is we got a bunch of 18, 19-year-olds that's been millionaires already. So them getting drafted and be like, oh, I made it, this is my dream. It don't really hit the same. So now they want to tell whoever, I don't want to play in Utah, which I get it. I mean, but hey, when you was in the backyard shooting hoops, you just wanted to be in the NBA. You know what I mean? So I mean, be grateful somebody did pick you. You could have had the Shador treatment and been the last pick. You could have had that.
Yeah, or not even got drafted at all.
Yeah, or not got drafted at all. So I mean, I think it reeks of the culture of basketball. You know what I mean? Because even like your young prodigies in football, they aren't glorified like they are in basketball. Like, and I know I'm getting way off topic, but you can look at like Mikey Williams. He was super the man, all going through high school, blah blah blah, and now he's just a regular whatever because it ain't panning out. And I mean, now he got to humble himself a little bit, but I think it's more about the culture of basketball, though.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree with that.
I agree with you on the culture thing, and also I want to look at this aspect since they're getting paid now. Like, okay, some of them was getting paid in high school, and now they're getting paid in college more money. Like Mikey Williams, I think he's on his like fourth team in 3 or 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So with the transfer portal and these teams going in, and these players going in there, and these teams offering them money, this is just like it's basically doing a 1 year internship at a college and going to the next to see who's going to pay you the next more money.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in order to fix most of the stuff that's going wrong right now, I think in not only in NBA but in college football and in college basketball, they're gonna have to get some type of commissioner. They're gonna have to set some type of salary cap. They're gonna have to set some type of rules against player movement because then this is gonna turn into one big. Okay, I'm here for a year. Let me find the next best offer. I'm going. So it's gonna be a lot of basically one and dones, but they're not done. They're just done with your school.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's gonna ruin it because when I remember like hearing like college coaches like are paying these kids to basically commit and not go on other recruits or not decommit. You know what I'm saying? So you get like, and then it's like, okay, like the one kid, I forgot his name, but he's a college football player. He committed to one school. Oh, I think it was the Myalava brother, the other brother.
Okay.
From that was Tennessee.
Okay.
He was at Arkansas. So whatever school he was there, enrolled. They gave him his money. His brother left and went to other school. Then he left too, and they want their money back. So it's going to be stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And knowing these kids, they get their money, they spending that, and I don't think none of them really saving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You come into legal problems.
So you know that.
Yeah.
Everybody's in the era of flossing, so you know that.
I really think. I think they're gonna have to fix it. The NFL and NBA and college gonna have to get together and work on something to fix this problem because I don't see it getting any better. Because there's no way. Like I look at I hate to go back on the football. Like kids, like I remember seeing the difference between a kid that went to Shaker and once he started getting his offers and him walking around with the big chains and stuff. And I'm like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like we played back. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't doing. You had your little money here and there from whatever colleges, but we wasn't flossing and having. He had an NIL deal with a car wash company in Shaker. Like what? Like come on now, but you still playing high school football,
right? Yeah, most definitely.
And then some of these states too are allowing high school players to get NIL. It ain't in Ohio. I know they were talking about it, but come on now. Can you imagine being a high school coach and your star quarterback is bringing home, let's just say, $100K, and you looking at your little bullshit ass paycheck? What can you say to that kid?
What can any teacher say to that kid?
Exactly.
You won't be able to say because now instantly I make more than you.
Yeah,
instantly,
shut up.
You ain't gonna be able
to for a kid, a kid immediately going to that. I make more than you.
Yeah, I don't have
to instantly.
Yeah.
Like, why are you even talking to me? I can see a kid in the classroom just throwing money at their teacher, like you need this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, an NIL situation in high school is definitely a terrible situation. But I mean, it does lead to this type of stuff right here. Ungrateful NBA draft picks. So, all right. So let's move on. We get into our entertainment section. Diddy is done, Coach. Diddy is done. Now look, they said that his defense team had everybody like, oh, he's gonna be good. And then they said that the judge allowed the prosecutors to rebuttal. And when the lady came in and did the rebuttal, they said she did such a smooth job. It was basically like, we don't need to worry about if EST people for all of the freak offs. They said, all we got to do is prove one time. It happened one time. And they said, you gonna tell us that what's her name? Cassie, right? Cassie wasn't ST because she got bust in the head, she got a cut over her head, she being fed drugs, she getting beat up, and then she being forced to go into there and do this, that, and the other. It was like, man, that right there. They said all you gotta do is prove that he did it one time. One time. And they said it ain't about all of the times, just the one time.
It's one time.
They said when she presented that, it was over with.
Yeah. So and that was my thing. Like First of all, I stopped paying attention when Cameron interviewed the Punisher. I don't know if y'all
Yeah.
but I stopped even looking at anything once Cam interviewed the Punisher. Man, I was done. Okay, but in court though, that all it so they can so when they say counts, you know what I mean. You might have 10, 11 counts. You could be not guilty on 9, but guilty on that 10th one. And that's all it takes for you to go. That's all it takes for you to go to jail, bro. So I mean, if that was the case that was presented, I mean, he still got some issues in. I mean, so you could say I ain't jaywalked 9 times, but that 10th time is when the police see you. I mean, you got an issue, bro. So.
You see, that's why I got to point it out to Coach. The coach been like, man, I don't want to hear nothing of this.
Listen, that's why I'm gonna stay quiet because listen, I stopped with the Punisher shit too. I agree with you. Once that shit happened, I stopped. But to me, all I seen is this man being a freak and like the drugs and baby oil. I don't see nobody being.
You can't take the physicality out. He's beating people up.
Hey, listen, man. Sometimes sex gets okay.
No,
sometimes sex gets depending on what drug you on. Okay.
But if he beating people up, regardless, that's domestic violence. Regardless.
Okay, domestic violence, but it's okay.
Okay, so I'm not finished. With you, and so regardless, that's that you transfer money, however you're doing it, you know. So that's really where the whole thing get involved is when money is exchanged for you to perform these things. Okay, so I don't know the exact letter of the law, but I know once money start getting exchanged, that's how you start getting into RICOs, brother. So and all they got to do is prove one time. I'm not advocating for him to be free or locked up. But all I'm saying is all it takes is one guilty and he got a problem.
I get it and I understand. My whole thing is this. I'm not my thing like I don't listen. Is Diddy a sick individual? Hell yes he is.
Most definitely.
I think we all can agree on it. I don't believe my thing is with the domestic violence thing is I have a hard time with adults being beaten on 10 years ago and then coming back 10 years later saying, yeah, he whooped me. Nigga, say something back then.
But that's the mind of a victim, though, Coach.
Yeah.
I hear it.
It was scared to say something. Right?
I have a hard time comprehending that shit. I'm sorry. But at the end of the day, listen. All Diddy is guilty of is being a freak. Cassie was a willing participant in all that shit. Everybody that was in that shit willingly participated, whether they got money or was just to get their freak on. They willingly participate. He ain't held no gun to these niggas' heads and say, "Hey."
But he did.
Hey.
But he did.
In some ways, he did. In some ways,
there was literally guns involved in stuff.
Well, sometimes they like guns. I don't know. Maybe the guns be involved. Maybe the sexual arousal get higher. I don't know. But listen, at the end of the day, Diddy's just guilty of being a freak. Does he deserve? I don't think he needs to like be serving the rest of his life in jail. Hell no, I don't think so.
I mean, that's your stance, bro. So.
If anything, give him, anywhere from 1 to 5 years to give him some counseling. I don't think he needs to be in.
You can't legislate what the penalty is, Al. You can't.
I'm not legislating, but I'm just letting you know. That's how I feel.
Whatever the penalty is what the penalty is.
That's just how I feel, man.
I got one for you, Reed.
Okay.
What if Cassie was your daughter?
Cassie will never be my daughter.
No. What if Cassie was your daughter? Would you still have the same stance?
I'm gonna say it like this: I can't say Cassie because my daughter know better. She know to say something when shit happens.
It is.
No,
I'm sure at some point in time Cassie knew better also. So
when?
My question to you: if Cassie was your daughter, is your stance still the same?
As I'm sitting here and we saying if I'm Cassie Ventora's daddy, I'm Mr. Ventura. I'm saying this right now. You as an adult, you made those decisions on your own. You willingly participated. You got to deal with this shit because we all done did some shit as adults that our parents, if we got in trouble for it, our parents look back on it, our parents be like, hey, you did that shit on your own.
If you caught the video as a dad and
Mm-hmm.
saw your daughter getting beat, kicked, and dragged down the hallway,
I'm gonna be pissed.
You ain't caring about none of any of that
Listen,
stuff you talking about. You ready
I'm
to
gonna
go
be
hands on.
in the moment. Yes, I'm gonna be pissed, going hands on and everything. But after sitting down and realizing the shit, one thing is adults. You make your own fucking decision. You make your own bed. You got line. It's different when you a little kid and you don't you don't know the right and from wrong thing. You're an adult. You made that decision. Just like you would go back to anything like in college when shit got crazy and stuff used to happen. Every person in them rooms made them decisions to be in them rooms.
I'm
gonna be mad at Diddy. I'm gonna want to fight him. But at the end of the day, I'm always gotta keep it real with my daughter. Hey, you got your money. You decided to do that shit. I'm sorry that you went through it, but that was your decision. You know what I'm saying? I'm still want to fight Diddy. I'm still want to fight him because he put his hands on my daughter. But at the same time, I'm still always sit her down and be like, hey, you shouldn't have did that shit, but you did it. So what we gonna do now?
Okay.
That's just being real because we as adults, we all make decisions that'll be fucked up in hindsight later on. But we made the decision. We got to live with it, right?
I don't know, man, because ST happens, and a lot of people are doing stuff against their own will.
Man, listen, if we talking about ST, we all listen. I'm guilty of ST because I didn't pay for a chick to come see me.
Okay.
You're doing a little bit much here, Coach. Okay.
I'm just saying, like, hold on, like,
hey,
no, be honest.
Next topic.
No, be honest.
Next topic.
Ain't nobody. You telling me you ain't never had a chick that you up in college and a chick from home want to come see you. You ain't never put nothing on the gas tank.
Some things are left unsaid, man.
You ain't never put nothing on the gas tank. That's so in a way that's ST.
Throw in the towel, man.
So you never put nothing on the chick's gas tank to come see you.
What are you talking about? I drove places I went, but
man, whatever, man.
Nah,
I'm going to be honest, man. Ain't no lying on here.
I don't even know if I want to get into the next topic because I know it's going to take us way over the time because we only got like a couple minutes left. So I'm debating that, but we might say that for the next one, which was, the Trump and the birthright citizenship. Do y'all want to get into that or we want to let that go?
It's real quick. It was fucked up.
Okay, well, the Supreme Court to end birthright citizenship. How y'all feel about that?
Supreme Court is racist.
You know what, though? Like, to me, we can kind of move on or whatever, because I'll just at the end, I can kind of touch on that at the end.
Okay.
But yeah. So.
Okay. Oh, what's going on? I don't know. Something happened with my TikTok. Well, oh well.
We got like 2 minutes left, I guess, right?
Yep. So we're gonna go right into get it off your chest, and we'll save Supreme Court to end birthright citizenship. If you want to do that, as you'll get it off the chest, you can. It's up to you. We'll let you go first, John, since you're the guest.
Well, let me go first. Okay, so I guess we can kind of talk about that. Elections have consequences, and I don't know. I'm trying to hurry up, but a lot of this stuff, some people are being willfully ignorant. Because, a lot of this stuff is in Project 2025. I found out it's a little tracker, and like 50% of the stuff is actually done.
Yeah.
So if we going through this stuff, like the birthright citizen, we're overturning the Constitution. We're changing the Constitution just to be like, my guy won. Stick it to the liberals. Are we really trying to change America to be like essentially my team won? Because a lot of the people that are championing this stuff, they're not getting nothing from it. You know what I mean? A lot of people in the same financial position, and they just want to say, yeah, my guy won. They ain't even keeping up with the consequences. So I'll just let that go.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Coach. Hey, real quick though, you know what I learned about the Project 25 thing, 2025? I learned that there was a black woman who wrote the section with going to war with Iran.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I just learned that. They said that this woman, she's like some administrative person to Donald Trump, but she was responsible for writing that whole going to war with Iran situation.
Going to war with Iran.
Are you talking about the black lady that he had in the Oval Office the other day that they told him not to compliment her looks and he did it anyway?
I don't know.
I've seen that lady. I've seen that lady. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that I didn't see, but yeah, I learned that. I thought that was real interesting when I heard that. But all right, Coach, go ahead for your get it off the chest.
Shit.
I got one more thing, so go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, because I'm thinking what I want to
do. By the end of this week, I'm going to have Penn State season football tickets. Penn State will beat Ohio State this year. Mark it down. So I just wanted to let y'all know I'm a real fan of Penn State now since I'm about to have season tickets. And,
oh my God!
And they about to whoop Ohio State.
And that might actually happen because based off of what Ohio State did with all of this DEI stuff, I'm not really rocking with Ohio State too much this year. So they get their shit back together and start showing that they respect us other than carrying footballs and stuff for them. So I'm good.
Mine's will be going to, I guess, this big beautiful bill because it's going to affect my job at some point in time because it's always a trickle down when it comes to government and how the funds are dispersed. And so I know at some point in time it's going to affect some of the people that I work with and either the other side of the building who hands out the Medicaid and the benefits to others. Actually, there's actually a meeting tomorrow, county council meeting, where the director of EFS is actually presenting, talking about how these cuts is going to hurt. And so I got to combine the big beautiful bill with our budget bill that's in Columbus that's giving $600 million to the Haslams and giving another $300 million to the Cincinnati Bengals. You're taking it from unclaimed funds. Yes, you do have a backup plan, but we're not for sure if that backup plan is going to work. You see what the Senate is doing. Basically, we are in an era right now, and this is how stupid we are. And I blame everyone that goes out and keeps reelecting these dumb fucks and putting them back in office, and they're not doing stuff what they're supposed to do, which is vote for you as a people. So my thing is this. We did it. We elected these people, and I still believe like this election, it may have been some fraudulent shit, but that's just me. We got to stop it. We got to stop being the same and doing the same shit over and over again. Some of these people got to go. We got to get some younger blood in there to speak up and be loud. I hate the fact that the Democratic Party is trying to mute Jasmine Crockett. I don't like that. She's somebody who's fighting, and we want fighters like that. I don't want to, what's dude's name? I don't want a Cory Booker that sits up there and talks for 24 hours and then disappears, and then you go and vote for you voted for one of Trump's persons to go into a cabinet position because one of his big donators of money to the dude campaign donated money to your campaign to get your Senate campaign going. So it's just a favor. You just returning the favor. I don't like that shit in politics. That shit got to go. All this back scratching and everything is got to go. I just feel like this. At your job, you get a quarterly or a monthly review or whatever review, right, of how you did at your job. That shit should go for every fucking job. And if you ain't meeting those standards, especially in government, if you're not meeting those standards, it's for the reason why people elected you, bitch, you got to go. You have to go.
I agree.
And I'm just tired of this. Like, I am not even gonna lie to y'all, bro. Every day I sit and watch the news and I see what's going on in Cleveland Heights, and I've been living in this community, I believe, for like 10 plus years. I'll be wanting to run for mayor of Cleveland Heights just off of the stupid shit. Because I'm like, if y'all keep doing this shit, I might as well do it because y'all. It seems like people have a hard time figuring out what's right from wrong, and everybody just want to get wealthy and not try to help each other out. So I'm contemplating a lot of things, man, and it's just horrible. Politics is bad, and I don't like playing politics with people's lives and people's money, and that's what these politicians are doing.
Yep. Okay. All right. So my get it off the chest is a little petty. So here's my thing I'm gonna get off my chest. Every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m. we get on here, we do our podcast. We are entertaining, we are funny, and we also bring facts that we talk about all the time. The thing that drives me crazy is I run into people all the time that say that they are watching the podcast. You gotta have me on the podcast. They love watching it, but ain't none of y'all subscribing to the YouTube channel. We got views. We average 200 to 400 people every broadcast, and yet our numbers are not there. It don't take much to just click the subscribe button. That's it. And that's all we ask for y'all, man, because y'all be on, y'all watch us, y'all engage with us, y'all talk with us, everything. Why can't y'all show us the love so we can continue to grow this podcast? Like, to me, that's frustrating. When I hear people, I was at a function for our fraternity, and I had like several brothers like, man, you gotta have me on the podcast. I'm like, you watch the podcast? They're like, yeah, I watch it all the time. But you ain't click the subscribe button.
That's crazy.
So to me, like, that's crazy. Like, we should have easily at least 400 or 500 people, and we don't even have close to that. So my thing is, click the subscribe button. Show some love, man. Y'all obviously enjoy what we do because y'all tune in. But show the love. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I ask.
I agree with you because I hear the exact same thing, Coach, and I had to get on my family the other day. They're like, "Oh yeah, we watching." I'm like, "Yeah, subscribe, bitch." Like, I don't care. Don't tell me you watching. If you ain't subscribing, that don't mean nothing to me, man.
Exactly, because like I said, man, it don't cost you nothing. You can subscribe. You ain't never got to watch again, but you gave us a subscription, so it's like, subscribe. That's all we ask y'all to do, man. Like, to me, that's petty as hell. Like, so, and then for me to have to call it out, that makes me even be more petty. But I see y'all. I'm watching y'all. Y'all come to me. Y'all talk to me about it. Show the love. That's crazy. So,
yeah. Well, maybe the numbers will go up since I'm on here now. I don't know, man.
Oh God, this guy.
So make sure you like and subscribe. You know what I'm saying?
Make sure you like and subscribe. Yeah. All right, man. This brings us to the end of our show. I want to thank John Harrell for joining us, man. It was a good show. I enjoyed having you on. It's been a minute since we talked. And I know we used to shoot the breeze and talk shit to each other when we coached together, too. So, I appreciate you coming on. Coach, as usual, we do this every week. John, you got any socials or anything you want to shout out to anybody? Any business stuff you trying to plug yourself?
No socials. I mean, I'm on there. I don't be on there. So if you following me, I ain't posting nothing. But but if you would like to check your insurance, I'm still in insurance. Been in insurance for 20 plus years now. So independent broker. I know insurance rates are through the roof across the board. I know all prices for everything are up, which means the costs to insure them are up. So if you just want to look at that stuff, heck, man, I don't even know what my John Harrell on Facebook. I don't even know my Instagram. I think it's J Harrell 27. That sounds about right. J Harrell 27 on Instagram. But Harrell Insurance Group, like I said, I've been doing it for a while, so I know everybody's insurance is up. Holla at your boy,
He does a great job. He's my insurance guy.
Yes, sir. All right, fellas. It was a great show, and we'll be back at this next week, Coach. And maybe we'll get John back on here with my son also, so make it even more interesting. So we gotta get some more exciting football news and sporting topics going on.
Hey, we need to get a Trumper on here, have a real discussion.
Oh, geez. I got one. I got one. He been asking to get on the show, so I'm afraid to have him on because I don't know what I'm gonna say to him. So that's because he be pushing them buttons, man. He be pushing them buttons. All right, y'all. This brings us to the end of our broadcast. We'll see y'all next week.
We rise
right.
unbowed from the quiet streets to the gathering crowd. It's the echo.